Hello there, it's Samuel Larsen here, and what I want to talk about are the biggest flaws of Shopify. So, what are some of the things that you should be aware of when you are choosing a platform? And also, what I would like to see Shopify fix and add to their platform going forward to 2017, 2018. All right, so these are just like my top 5 list as a Shopify expert, as a person who's working with Shopify for a while now. So number one thing, and these are not in any particular order, but this really bugs a lot of people, is the Shopify's single currency checkout. So a lot of people, a lot of stores, most of them you could say, are nowadays they're selling for multiple countries, for multiple currencies internationally. And we live in a boundaryless world where we can ship products everywhere, and this is like really common these days. So I find it really odd and weird that we still have to use a single currency for our checkout and for our store. Now, there is ways to get out of it, like in a sense, like we can of course use currency converters in our store. Yeah, I get that. We can say on our cart page that all orders are processed in US dollars. Yes, I get that. We can use these kind of things, and we can even translate this order to different currencies. But on the checkout, it will always be the store's number one currency, and that's something I would love to change. So please Shopify, please add more currencies or a freedom of currency for the checkout for the customer, because people want to know exactly how much their order is going to cost and whether the exchange rate will be fair for them. All right, so that's number one. Number two is really for the content marketers out there. I would love to see a better blog functionality. And Shopify's blog functionality, while you do get this nice WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get, editor, it's still not very good compared to, for example, WordPress. Now, of course, I understand Shopify is an e-commerce platform, WordPress is a blogging platform, but still, people are paying for your Shopify, and there's this whole traffic source that is kind of overlooked right now. So you don't provide great URLs for bloggers. You don't let them choose their URLs, and also the platform itself is it's not that great unless you want to make custom templates for all of your store blogs. So that's not something people want to do. So most people just use the WYSIWYG editor and shoot a simple blog post, because otherwise it will take a lot of time. All right, so a better blog would be something I would love to see. Then number 3 and thirdly, I would love to see a customized checkout. Now, Shopify's customized or checkout is a pretty good one, and I understand you can customize it for the higher plans, but not many people want to buy a plan for $300 just to customize the checkout. Now, in general, this is not a problem for most people, but for some people, they have some custom functionalities in their store, and would be very nice for them to add this functionality. So, for example, if you are using order notes, for example, so you want to have a custom note for every single person that you are selling, for example, you're having gifts and you want to sell them all over the world to different people. Now, this is a very tricky thing for Shopify. You would have to basically create a separate page after the cart, and then people go have to go multiple steps. So for those kind of people, Shopify is not the greatest platform. Also for product customizations, let's say you want to have certain things written in your product, it would be better to have these on the checkout. So customers would be able to fill that information there. But right now it's not very possible, at least on the normal plans. So that's something I would love to see. The Shopify's checkout in general though is pretty good because they have really tested it a lot, and it converts well. However, it's not customizable. All right, number 4, wholesale functionality. Now, Shopify is pretty good in terms of having a retail store or having a wholesale store, but these two, they don't really mingle together. So if you want to build a retail store and a wholesale store, you would really have to go for 2 Shopify stores. And that's tricky because then you have to have 2 product databases. You have to basically update 2 sites at the same time. And that's a hassle. And you of course need a wholesale app too, which is fine. I mean, I understand it's mostly a retail platform, but still, like, you are overlooking a lot of enterprise clients with this kind of setup. So I would love to see these two integrated well on a single store without having to use like discount codes or any kind of like this very complex trickery that comes with having both of them in the same store. So number 4 fix is a wholesale. All right, the 5th and the final one, I would love to see more basic functionalities. And this is more like a general suggestion, but I find it kind of ridiculous that for example, we can only send one abandoned cart email through Shopify's backend. Like, that doesn't really make sense because we want to send a sequence, right? Because otherwise we just have one chance of capturing that order, and right now we need to use an app. So that's an obvious one. Another one would be a persistent cart. Like, of course we want the customer to be able to come with different devices and use that same cart there. So there's like obvious functionalities like this that are not built to the system. So please, Shopify, I would suggest take a look at the most popular apps and just build them to your system. Like you will make your plans a lot more powerful. If I need to pay a little bit more, I'm fine with that. You could add it to your Plus plan or the mid-range plan, $79 plan. Have a few apps, few more functionalities there, and a lot more people would buy that, I bet. So if you need to, like, I would just buy some of these apps from their creators, just to make it fair for the app creators, and then add the functionalities to the store. So that's it. That's my 5 flaws of Shopify. And if some of these resonated with you, like maybe you don't want to use Shopify after all. But right now things are the way they are. There are kind of like workarounds between these problems, but it's something that I have found to be problematic. However, like on the plus side, these are like pretty much the only problems. So if these problems weren't a problem for you, Shopify is probably the best platform for you to go to. All right, so thank you. Make sure to subscribe to support the channel and also be updated for my newest videos. All right, so I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.